You ready? Yours is working. I call this meeting of the town of Wausau, Town Council meeting to order. Please stand for the invocation and remain standing, if you will. Our God, we thank you for this day and the opportunity to serve our community. We ask those things that we do and say tonight will be pleasing to you in our lives, and we will do only the things that are best for the citizens of this town. We ask all these things and that you would get yourself the glory in your own name. Amen.
Amen. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Has everyone had the opportunity to read your minutes, and is there a motion on the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
We have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second that we accept the consent agenda as presented. How you vote, Ms. Reitenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Carter? Yes. Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Okay, we're going to, we don't have any agenda audits, and Neil, are you in a great hurry?
Huh?
Can we take Mr. Sims first?
Yeah.
He needs to go pick up his daughter, okay?
Yeah.
Jonathan?
Real quick, just a few updates on some projects. Jefferson and Jackson, Mr. Mayor, that you signed is the substantial completion certificate. That is not final, that is substantial. That doesn't mean final, they're not quite done. There's a grate down here on Jackson and Pioneer, that they should be out here Monday to fix that little hole.
Okay.
It's not a big issue, but I understand that the town, kind of, Miss Lynn talked to me and said, hey, we need to get that fixed, and so that will be done Monday. The contractor, that's what he said, so maybe some things may change, but that is today, he's coming Monday.
Yeah, that's one of the punch list items.
That's right, and so that's what yes sir, he's coming to do that Monday.
Okay.
Unless something crazy changes, with being the holiday, something could happen, but I wanted y'all to know that Monday is his goal. Outside of that, 2nd Avenue looks really good. They completed all their punch list. That job's closed out. I think we got to do some stuff with Fred Fox to complete that project on the document side of it. The well project is fixing to kick off. They're started to begin to order some material. With the utility projects like that, some things may take a generator. I told y'all initially that it's going to take about 22 weeks. He told me today that he's thinking maybe more like 13 to 14 now, which is good. 13, 14 weeks, not 22.
Yeah.
But with all that being said, all the pipe and the pump and the motor, everything's going to be ordered, and expects that to be in within 4 to 6 weeks. He'll then come out and do all that and just let your old generator sit and run it if you need it to, as a backup. And then once the new generator gets in, he'll unhook the old one, deliver it to City Hall, and then hook up the new one.
Great.
I want to reiterate too, I think we talked about it. The intent was to use the generator at the well here, Mr. Mayor, and I think y'all are getting one with the county. Is that right? Is that still?
As far as we know, that's still working.
Okay, I guess my point is let's just make sure, because he can take it, I think he'll be willing to move it wherever. I don't want to just dump it here.
Yeah.
If y'all don't want it here.
Okay.
I put that in the plans because I think the intent was to hook up City Hall.
It was.
But now I'm under the impression y'all are getting a new one, so maybe we don't just, I want to move it wherever you want to move it, to my point. I just, wherever Miss Lynn or y'all talk about saying, hey, take it to wherever, let's just, maybe you can sell it back to the county. Maybe you can say, hey, county, we're getting this new one. Y'all need this, buy it from us for, I don't know. I mean, I'm just wanting to throw that out and make sure we talk about that, because we'll have enough generators that need to go somewhere. I mean, maybe storage, or maybe.
Can we ask Tim to remind Lynn, let her, what's y'all's work schedule next week? Monday and Tuesday. First of the week or something, to just solidify what he just said about we're going to get that one, or we're going to get the new one, and then next month we may have a mortgageship of some kind, something that the old one.
And Mr. Mayor, if I may, it doesn't have to be a decision made that soon. It can, I mean, they're not gonna unhook that one until you get your new one at the well, so that's gonna be there for another 3 months.
Okay.
So just in that meantime of 3 months, if we can figure out maybe where y'all will put that one. So there's no real rush, but just wanted to let you know that, hey, you got an extra one that can go somewhere.
Sure.
Just to put that on your radar, just if y'all have an idea, talk about it. So, any questions on those few projects?
Sounds like that will be through by spring or early summer.
It should be, yeah, that one, I mean, all of it but the generator should be done, I would say, yes, sir. I mean, for sure by the summer, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hopefully if they can get everything ordered and get it in, I'm assuming they'll probably start around the middle of January. I mean, I'm just being realistic with the holidays and getting things ordered and scheduled. It'll probably be January 5th, 6th that they get the material in. By the time they mobilize here, it'll be January 10th, is when they're probably when they get started.
Yeah.
And that's just material, just takes time to get here. That's just the nature of the beast when you're dealing with utility projects. The OID and Cora, the CDBG MIT, I don't know the CDBG number, M0132 or 138, but it's the OID and Cora Road. We submitted plans and specs. They asked us to. We were waiting on DOT for Finch Circle. Not fully sure where that's going to land, but they went ahead and asked us to go ahead and submit OID and Cora, just OID and just Cora Lane, the research or the paving of those two roads. And so we submitted those plans, and they were approved by the state. Now they are in the process of approving Fred Fox Enterprises, who y'all hired as the grant admin team, the procurement package. The procurement package is what we will send out to contractors. And so once that is approved, we can move forward in advertising those jobs. I would assume, and again, you can write this down, but this is pencil. I'm assuming that'll probably take another 2 weeks. I'm just guessing. But that's in the near future that will be able to be put out on the streets for bid.
There's going to be some design modifications, and we will do that, or does the state do their own since they're paying?
So that's kind of what I was just saying, that Finch Circle, I'm still kind of, me and Miss Lynn have talked about that. I want to say maybe Monday, maybe it's last week, maybe last Friday. We're still kind of waiting. There could be some modifications to this. This could be kind of fluent there with Finch Circle. I feel confident. I feel confident that we can get something done to it. I just don't know what that is. And Mr. Mayor, you and I met out there with DOT,
right,
and you heard what I heard. So I mean, I feel like we're in a good spot, but I don't know the ending just yet.
Yeah.
But I do feel like DOT wants to do something. That's kind of what when I walked away from that meeting, I felt like they want to pave that up to OID and pave to Cora.
Lynn's notes to the council says we've received approval from DOT on paving the Finch Circle up to Wood Drive. So
OID, that's the
yeah, I'm assuming that's that's what they're going to do. My concern or my question to you was more, since that wasn't included originally, will you have to go back and design that for them, or will they do their own design?
They may, and I don't know yet. I will be happy to do whatever. I will be more than happy to help DOT if they need some help or if they need a survey. I will do whatever and try to do it at minimal or maybe nothing. I want to partner with y'all and understand I'm not here to just, but I don't know. It depends on what they're going to do first. If they're going to truly pave it, I think that we probably need to have a survey and a set of drawings done.
Yeah.
If they're just going to, if they say, hey guys, we can't pave, or this is all we can do, if the county comes in and maybe does you a ditch and we super it, just put down 1.5 inches or something, then they can do that without any drawings.
Okay.
So that's still kind of fluid. I don't know the full outcome of that. But it's at the top of the list with Ms. Lynn and Mr. Mayor, and I think Mr. Park, you met with us out there as well. So I don't know.
I know there was a drainage question on everybody on the Cora Road. I guess.
Cora, yeah.
When it comes down, is it going
Yeah.
to sheet across or pipe across?
And we've got a pipe going in underneath Cora now in the plan. So where Cora ties into Finch, we've got a 24-inch pipe underneath that road. If Finch Circle is paved, that may need to be upgraded to a 36. May need to just be a little bit bigger because of the capacity now that it's got to now withstand during those rains, because all that's going to come to one point. If you super it and you create that ditch on the inside part of that road,
Right.
and it's concentrated on that pipe, it may overwhelm it at 24 inches. And so I'll make a call tomorrow and just look at that. We make it upgraded that just put it in the plans now and just do it. Just call it a 36 and be done with it. And that way, if you do in future, even if it's a year or two from now that gets done, your pipe will withstand. It'll be okay. And that way it's not a 24. I don't think Florida Commerce will mind that at all. I really think that's it unless there's questions. I think I've covered the projects unless there's any specific questions. I don't mind answering anything if there are any questions.
Billy and I were out there, you know what we're talking about? Do you know what we're talking about? The coral thing, it's
The one
already,
there at the end,
yeah, and
wasn't
it's already on a slope, and whether or not if DOT helps us convert that point, then that water may shift over here, and we may have to take that pipe that's designed there, make it a bigger pipe because we'll catch more water from a paved or impervious surface and taking that
We're
away.
gonna need something there, because every time it rains, that washes into right there.
Right there, Cora.
At the end of Cora, where Finch is.
Yes, ma'am. And so we are putting the pipe there, but maybe we just upgrade that to a 36 if we've got cover, which I think we will. I'll go back and look just for future. Even if something's not done this specific second, if it's 2 years from now that Finch gets
To
paved,
be ready.
it'll already have a pipe there that can withhold more water than a 24 inch. And I don't know that you could fit a 48 with the size and what you had there. I don't know if 48 will maybe mound up. I don't know that we can do a 48. The ditch will not support a 48, but I think it will
I
at
think the good
36.
news is, if I interpret it right, is that they're gonna help us, they're gonna do something.
That's what I felt. I didn't call you after the meeting, but I did feel when we left that they want to do something. I just don't know what.
Yeah.
At minimum, he did say that if they don't pave it, they could bring some millings and put a milled road down. That's, to me, is better than clay, but
Yeah.
I think pavement would be better,
Yeah.
obviously. But at minimum, we can get some millings and help with the washout. So you get millings and all that will definitely help part of that washout.
Would you please also ask Lynn to, maybe contact Mr. Massey, because the word that was sent to us, they wasn't involved from the county there, but the word that was sent to there, that the county would do whatever they needed to help us get that on there. So DOT do a little bit, the county do a little bit, we may wind up with the
And I did talk to Trey Barbie, the Public Works Director. And again, he can't do anything without Mr. Massey's approval of the board, but I did just run this by him and say, hey, this is what we met on. There's a chance that we may partner with you guys to help us carve a ditch, or, maybe you come in here and grade the road at another, at a 2% slope to pave it to one side. So he said, just keep them in the loop. I think they'll help us.
Yeah.
I think the counties, again, they're wanting to help y'all any way they can. So I think that'll be something that we can finagle once we know more from DOT.
Sounds good.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that DOT, they're going to be here on 77 for another 2 years. Is that right? They said that project ends 2028.
Last year, a couple of years ago, they said we were gonna be through bids of spring of 27.
Okay, maybe I misunderstood and I thought I heard 28, but
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised because it was first 18, so
I got you. Well,
COVID and Michael and fuel and all those things and housing politics.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
So
But
that,
I'm thinking it was 27.
yeah.
If it's 28, that's,
It may have been originally 27 for sure, and I want to say I heard him say 20, but I couldn't have misunderstood him.
yeah.
But at any rate, we've got a little time, and I know that's not what you want to hear, but the reason this even was brought about was because they're fixing that bridge on Finch down there, and they're paving that bridge, paving the approach slabs and paving up to Cora.
Yeah.
And so that's when it was brought up as, hey, we're paving Oid and Cora. Can y'all just carry this up to Oid? And so that's not going to get paved, and that bridge is going to be completed, I think, for another year or so. So I think when they pave that is when you'll see this maybe come to fruition on Finch. So I think we've got a little time, but certainly we'll stay on top of it and see what they'll let us do and what they need from us, and we'll help. We'll get whatever we need to do.
I think knowing that it's going to be done is some comfort.
Yeah.
Anybody have anything for Mr. Sims? Mr. Moore? Mr. Carter? No. Thank you for coming, sir.
Thank you for putting me up front. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
You too. Good job.
Mr. Rogers?
Yeah. I'm going to complain about Second Street over where it comes into Pioneer Road. That my neighbor's water comes into that road on Second Street and comes down my driveway. It goes under my house and my shed, especially when it get a heavy rain. We need some kind of drainage situation up there.
Your neighbor to the south?
No, right up above the old Wausau place
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
and then Bernie's place. All that water comes from them down to, onto Second Street, and then comes down my driveway.
You know where he's talking about, Shirley?
I do.
Okay. So the water's coming from,
It comes from Bernie's and
Miss
the
Paul.
Johnson's
Yeah.
place,
okay,
and they ain't got no ditches there, and it just goes right onto the road and down my driveway. And that dirt
is
from,
that a new thing that's just started, or?
no, it's been going along for a long time. I've dug little ditches on my side of the road over further up to get the water come on that lot. But all that dirt and all, it just keeps piling up and it won't drain.
Did you try to catch it before it gets across the road?
Yep.
What's your address?
I'm 2245 Pioneer Road.
Okay. Anybody want to address that?
Like they need some ditches on that side of the road to drive the water all the way down to that creek.
Is it something that the city can do?
It is. What, I'm saying it is, I've seen him operate some, I'm not sure how proficient, but I've seen him, what I thought was some good work. You said Philip, didn't you?
Yeah, Phil.
Yeah. I think we'll need to take that round bottom bucket and go on the south side there and just scoop it. It should run right down to the new bridge that they just built at the bottom of the hill. Now they're gonna have to pass in front of, what's the mechanic, who?
Vaughn?
Vaughn. They're gonna have to go from Miss Palmer's driveway, front of the old Wilma Walkenham house, front of Vaughn, and then, so, the only problem I don't know how deep, the further down it goes, I don't know how much deeper the ditch begins to be, but if we go very much there, we're gonna have to we could have to put in a smaller pipe somewhere.
Or some sod, maybe, when that's dug out, right?
Right there in Vaughn's, I could probably have put five.
Or,
Vaughn guys.
yeah, yeah.
Because he's got cement up to his driveway.
Yeah, he's built up more on his side. May have to put at least a 24-inch pipe in there, and I don't know, we haven't ever bought very many pipe here. I think, do we get those through the city, or do you even know that? I mean, through the county? You don't know? Okay, I think this is all right with the council. What we can tell you tonight is that we'll look into it. And if it's something that Philip can do, we'll ask him to do it. If it's something that's more than that, maybe we can get the county to help us come in there with a V-ditch or something. And I think almost all the work is gonna have to be on the side across from you, because
Yeah, that's where all
after
the
it crosses the
water
road, that kind of flattens out and runs behind your house and flats down there, and your other neighbors that way. But I think most of the work is gonna have to be done, at least Walkenham and Palmer. I don't know if we'll have to go down as far as Vaughn's, but I think we may. Okay.
We need to just get Philip to go over there and see what needs to be done with it.
Yeah,
probably.
I think so. Just, if Kim will write a work order and for him to check it, he can get back with us, and we don't have liaisons anymore because we all are responsible for everything anyway. Just let them report back to Lynn or Kim, and then they can tell us what's going on.
Yep.
Is that good? Is that good with you, Mr. Carter? Mr. Reitenberg? Okay. All right. Okay, we'll take a look at it. It may not be next week because they're going to work a couple of days because of the holiday.
Yeah.
It may be first of December or something like that, but I don't think we'll have any evidence to follow before then anyway. They talk like it's going to be dry till December.
The creek seems dry right now.
So we may not have any evidence to follow, but we'll get Philip to take a look at it. Do you know our maintenance, man is?
Yeah.
Okay, if he stops by your house one day, then he'll be out to check on it.
Okay.
Okay. Would you handle those things? Or pass it to Lynn? Thank you. Okay, no one else has signed in. Anybody else in the audience to see the board tonight? Okay, Madam Clerk. Oh, you want me to do that, don't you?
Madam Clerk.
Oh, okay. The grant updates, has everyone read them? I like it when Lynn gives us a report, and I'll give you the reports. I like this format so good. All you have to do is go down to November and read it, and that's where we are. So we'll just, and he just told us about some of it. The water system, the pump is ready to be delivered in mid-December. The piping material should be delivered by that time, except the flow meter, which is expected in mid-January. The generator should be delivered beginning in February. That's on the way. On the stormwater project down, I believe that we call that 2nd Street. All work is complete on the project, and walkthrough was held on November the 10th, and the project is set to close out. That's the 2nd Street thing where the bridge replacement or the culvert replacement is. The Owen Cora, you heard what Mr. Sim said, but our note says that, and I think that I'm going to interpret this to say that DOT is going to help with the paving. They're at least going to help with some of the base work or some of the work there. The house next door, we've received the Department of Commerce approval to advertise for bids. Construction should be advertised on November the 5th. Is that right? Did we that's last week. Okay. Bids will be open December 9th and contract awarded on December the 18th. Jefferson Street and Jackson Street, the final walkthrough was done on November the 4th. The punch list was created, and the final inspection to be completed when items at the list are complete. Issue on drainage at Jackson and Pioneer has not been resolved, but I think he said a while ago it now has been resolved. There's an agreement. First of all, I think Lynn said that there was a dispute between whether it was Dewberry, the contractor, or there was 3 of them that was involved, the grants. But anyway, the contractors want to come back. Did y'all all get a picture of it? Did Lynn send a picture?
Yes.
You got a little, the pavement stops here before it gets to the drains. It's just maybe a foot or 18 inches that somebody's got to fill up, or that water's going to go down and wash around the drain inlet. So they're going to come back and pave that. Possum Palace Phase 5, email grant managers to see if we can begin to work on the project. No answers received yet. They're looking at adding a fence also. I think she told us this last month to the project has been cut, and waiting on the grant manager to approve the request. The Rogers Square monthly conference call has been done, and grant manager is still working on the environmental assessment, and that may be a long. Those always take a long time. And then the legislative appropriation for the Possum Palace. The last thing we got on that was the grant deliverables have been created, documents have been signed, and we've asked the Florida Commerce to grant town direct payment status, allowing the monies to be sent before payments to vendors. Request was approved. Next step is to procure the engineer for the project. And that payment thing, we used to have to pay out, and then they would pay us back. we never did have enough funds to pay out, so we always had to borrow money, which made us have a debt then with the bank to pay back. So what we've asked for is that they send the money to us and then we pay, that we get the money this time ahead of time so we don't have to go borrow some money. Okay, you have those updates. I don't know that I know any more than you do, but if you got a question, I'll try to answer it. Okay. Budget. Work on budget. Okay. The budget is behind the clerk also. It should be the next thing, the cover the drafts, cover the charts. Just reading the legend, we had a $14,932 carry over. We've added to that $280,432, or that's the total. Our income to date has been $40,244, and our expenses to date has been $32,000. We've actually taken in more income and we've paid out by about $8,000. So anytime you're taking in more than you're paying out, that's a good day. On the revenue sharing budget, the same thing. The difference is we've taken in $20,107 and we paid out $19,000. So we're sitting on the book there. We're just about money in, money out. We're just about breaking even on that one. How many of these do you want me to read to you or say anything about? The others begins to be those grant things, what our grant was, what we spent, and what's left to spend. On the Jefferson Street, there's $158,526, and that's already, that has been invoiced, hasn't it, Kim? That's been invoiced. That's some of these things we're filling out here. They've been invoiced for payment, so there's a retainer that we have to hold, so there's probably, of that 158, there's really probably now just about maybe $10,000 that's left. And with the Jackson Street, probably $7,000 or $8,000 is what's left in there when we pay these invoices that are current. And each of those first up, the grant is complete. You don't budget your whole grant. You have something for things like a punch list. There's something they missed. There's something that the inspector didn't approve, and they got to work it over, something like that. And then that $10,000 and $7,000 or whatever it is that's left, that'll be paid out too. The well, hardly anything started there. We had a $440,000 project, and we've got $418,000 left. So that's the one he talked about a while ago. We hadn't paid out a whole lot yet. So I think that's all of the budget information that she has in here. Okay. Like the Christmas, on December the 6th, it's, I think it starts at 2 o'clock. There's another email or letter that starts at 2 o'clock. You don't have it in here. And then it will light the Christmas tree at about, is it on that flyer?
Yeah, it's 2 to 6.
Okay, and then we'll light the Christmas tree at about dark. Christmas parade is December the 13th. Is it 10 o'clock?
It is, I'll need a motion, she said.
Oh, yeah, we've got to get a permit, don't we? Okay, we need to set the date and time for our Christmas parade so we can get the DOT permit, and either Lynn or the fire department or corporately, jointly have selected December the 13th at 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock. Is there a motion for our Christmas parade to be held December the 13th at 2 o'clock?
I'll make that motion.
At 10 o'clock.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? How do you vote, Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Rattler?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Okay, do you have any additions? Nothing from Lynn, no notes? Okay, yeah. All right, we're down to, unless there's things that you need to discuss. I feel like I kind of ran through them quickly, but if all of this is our business and we're comfortable with it, we'll go down to each individual commissioner, council. Okay? All right, Mr. Park, you first.
Well, I understood that, Lynn told me that DOT was gonna pay not mill last month,
Yeah, that's what I think too.
and at least an inch and a half.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I haven't seen any documents, no anything, but I'm sure that that's what is going to happen. Yeah. And that's what I come away from that day we met them out there. I think we all left there thinking that would happen. The DOT people that's out there were like department people, but they pretty well know what's going on. They said, we think this is going to happen, we think it's going to happen. And I'm sure that when they went back to supervisors or administrators and all like that, that's what's going to happen. That's what Lynn said to me that.
yeah, I think they called Lynn and told her we're going to pay that. We just need the county to do their part, need the
Yeah.
county
Yeah.
to do their part.
Anything else?
That's all.
Okay, Ms. Rattler,
I don't have anything.
anything? Ms. Carter,
I'm good to go.
good to go. Mr. Phillips isn't here. Two things that I have to discuss. First of all, I'll move in reverse order, the update on the Dollar General weed maintenance. Today, Lynn said that Mr. Carter said that he was not having much contact with the Dollar General people. I don't know what he's tried to do. I've asked for a letter to be written. I don't know if he wrote the letter or if Lynn has written the letter. Think he did? Okay. But we're not getting any response. I'm not an attorney and the board doesn't have attorneys on our board, but, and don't want to cross lanes or anything like that, but, I asked Lynn and Kim, if I was to write a letter, and it's not that I write the letter, I will do it, but I just wondered if the title of mayor would have any effect, or if even one of you want to do it just under the title of councilman. I don't know if that would have any weight or any bearing or anything like that if we wrote our own letter. I think we're going to in the end have to have Mr. Carter to tell us whether or not our ordinance is sufficient to force an act. I've not been satisfied with the last 2 or 3 times we've had anybody down here on any of the cleaning up stuff. I don't know how Chipley can put a lien on a piece of property, actually wind up with a piece of property, burn down the house that the property is sitting on the property, and all like that, and we can't make them pick up garbage out of their yards. So if our ordinance needs to be reworked, if our beautification ordinance, I don't think that's what it's called, but our keep the community clean ordinance isn't working, maybe it's time that we adopted one that is working. So, and I think Mr. Carter's going to be here to our next meeting. I think that would be his turn to be, his time to be here. But I'd like to see us put that on the agenda to delve into it again.
I'd like to see it.
It's a bad thing when somebody says, "What y'all gonna do about that mess down there at the store?" And I said, "Nothing, apparently. We can't even make you pick up your garbage out of the yard."
Who owns that property inside that fence?
It's part of the store.
So it's their property?
I don't know if it's a holding company or, yeah, that's theirs. That's theirs. That's part of their permit to be there.
So if you went in and mowed it, you'd be liable for whatever damages or whatever, and probably not a good thing to do.
So, and the person I was talking to, his yard is small. I just said, you know, we can't make you.
An example.
Yeah, as an example, we can't make you pick up your garbage. probably could have, said it in a different thing. He said, I can speak to it. I said, yeah, I'm just, just talking, but, we need that fixed. Need it fixed. So can we put that on the agenda for next month? Okay, yeah, okay, well, if you'll note that, please, ma'am. And then the thing about the cemetery gates, and I just before I came this afternoon, I went by again and looked at it. I was approached by a person here in the city that they can't go up and see their mom and dad's grave because they've hadn't lost their license, but they're impaired enough that they can't drive anymore, children and family and whatever. And so they're using a golf cart without calling names. We narrowed it down some. So he asked me, well, why are the cemetery gates locked? I said, don't know that they are. I said, we don't lock them. In fact, we don't even have gates at the cemetery cleaned out. I don't know what happened to the gates, but they're not locked. So next time I saw him, he said, you really did good. You got everything, you got them gates opened, and I went up there and went to the cemetery. And the next day I was going back, and the gates was locked again. And I thought, I don't know what is with the gates he's talking about is being able to drive a golf cart across the recreation field down there and go up the little short road and go out there. He said he's, I guess, impaired enough or something. And I drove it around it on her little cart, but you can drive on the outside of that fence, but there is a culvert over there and it's a little unbalanced and all like that. Most of us probably could get there, and I'm not sure how unsafe he feels, but what he's wanting to do is go down Jefferson Street, go in, cross the end of the Possum Palace, go out on that other street, and then go up to the cemetery. I went down there, and I don't know how wide a golf cart is, but we've got several walk-through gates down there. And if he could drive through the walk-through gate, drive out on the other side through a walk-through gate, and over there where the handicap parking is, that whole side is open. It says no vehicle traffic or something like that, or bikes or something like that, because they were driving, that was to keep them from driving under the shelter over there. Mm. But there's plenty of room over there where that handicap parking is for a golf cart or walkers or anything to get in and out there. What I'm calling her golf cart is actually utility. It's a little dumb utility thing, so I don't know what the dimensions are.
It's probably about the same size.
Can a golf cart go through a walk-through gate? Be close?
I mean, if he's impaired and, not able to see good or whatever, probably not.
No, everything's pretty good. He's having some, he's not driving because of some onset of faculty problems.
Oh.
So,
I'm not sure.
You can take ours out there and sleep.
Yeah.
I don't
We
think
need
I've
to
ever
ride
had a
ours out there
problem
and
going into
sleep.
the graveyard, it's always been open, driving a vehicle up there.
yeah, and when he asked me about that, he didn't really mean cemetery. It's wide open. It's getting to the gate just small.
Oh, I see.
Can we do this, Tim? Can you do this for us? Is this all right with everybody? Could we ask Philip to go up there and do a couple of measurements on some of those walk-through gates and see if there's any of them that's wide enough that a small golf cart can go through? And if there is a path, he can go rather at the tennis court where that little gate is, but just to the left of it, where the old bathroom was, or going up to the concession stand. You go through that one. You go through that walk-through gate, drive around the dugout, and go out on the other side where the handicap parking place is, and then he's right into the cemetery. Mm-hmm. Can we ask Philip to check that out and see if there's a solution there that we can help him with?
I don't have a problem with that.
And he's older than I am, so he ain't gonna be doing nothing and wheelies and things like that. It wouldn't be it wouldn't be a destruction, there's not a destruction element to it, I don't think, of destroying the playgrounds and things like that. It'd just be driving across it, and I don't know if he goes once a week to visit the cemetery or once a month, I don't know. It may have been on his mind that day and may never think about it again. I just told him that I would bring it to the council and we'd see if there was a solution. Is that okay with everybody for Philip to do that?
Yep.
Ask about that? Would you do that as well? Anything that we've asked you to do, if you start reading your notes and you can't remember what it was, call one of them and they'll tell you. All right. Call the mayor's wife, she can hear us tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, then that brings us to the end of the agenda. Anybody still in the audience that needs to see us or still doesn't need to see us? And we'll entertain a motion to adjourn, motion approved.